Hello friends, today we will see the fundamental parameters of an antenna. So today's topic is the axial ratio, loss factor and effective antenna length. Now in that case we already saw the elliptical polarization of the antenna. So in that it will move along the one axis O of A, and which is the major axis we have it. So based on that, the particular axial ratio is defined for the specified antenna. The ratio of the major polarization axis to the minor polarization axis is referred as the axial ratio. So here A of R is the major axis with respect to the minor axis, and its value should be 1 less than or equal to AR less than or equal to infinity. So its value is 1 to infinity available over there. Now in a given figure you can see that the O of A is the major axis available, whereas the O of B is the minor axis is available. So here for the given figure, the axial ratio can be represented as a ratio of O of A with respect to the O of B. Now next small parameter is available over there. This is the polarization loss factor. So in general, the polarization of the receiving antenna will not be the same as the polarization of the incoming incident wave signal. This is commonly stated as a polarization mismatch, and definitely if the mismatch is there, the loss will be observed in a practical situation. And that's why the amount of power extracted by an antenna from the incoming signal will not be maximum because of the polarization loss. And that's why there is a need to calculate the polarization loss factor. And that's why here polarization loss factor can be defined as the loss occurring due to misalignment of the polarization of the wave and the polarization of the antenna. So here the formula for the polarization loss factor is equal to the determinant value of rho omega into rho A. So here rho of omega is the unit vector of the wave and rho of A is the unit vector of the antenna, and determinant value is a squared one. For the linear polarization, that can be observed as a cos of psi p, okay, whole square, where psi of p is the phi of p is the angle between the two unit vector. Then next one is the effective antenna length. The effective antenna length of an antenna, whether it's a linear antenna or the aperture antenna. So basically it is a quantity that is used to determine the voltage induced on the open circuit terminal of the antenna when the wave impinging on it. So the vector effective length L of E for antenna is usually a complex term. So it is defined as the ratio of the open circuit voltage at the terminal of the antenna to the magnitude of electric field strength in the direction of the antenna polarization. So you can see here the source is connected to the dipole antenna, where the L by 2 is the length in one arm and another L by 2 is the length in another arm, and the electric field will be radiated in a particular direction. So effective antenna length can be calculated when it is an open circuited one. So VOC is equal to E of I into L of E, where VOC is the open circuit voltage, E of I is the incident electric field, and L of E is the vector effective length. And the last parameter is that antenna equivalent area. So one derivation of the equivalent area is the effective area. Effective cross-sectional area we need to be understand. The ratio of the available power at the terminal of a receiving antenna to the power flux density of a plane wave incident polarization match on the antenna. And that's why here the effective area of aperture area of the antenna we need to be observed one. So AE is equal to PT upon WI, where the PT is a power delivered to the load and WI is the power density of incident wave for the specified antenna. So this is all about the unit number 1. Thank you very much.